How to analyze competitors' website for SEO. Hello and welcome. In this video session, I'm going to show you some of the most important elements for researching our competitors' website. Now, there could be many reasons for us to analyze our competitors, but this video session will lean towards analyzing our competitors from SEO perspective, because we want to find out why Google is ranking them in that first position, so that we can save time, meaning we can perhaps use some of the strategies and methods that they are using, okay, and we can surely do it better than them. So then we want to outrank them. That's why. And when I think of competitors online, it is determined by the keywords that I want to target. So, you will have, perhaps millions of competitors for a particular keyword that is competitive, right? So if the keyword is of worth to you to target, so then there are millions of other pages that Google calculates for that first position, right? Now, I've also got this people icon here, and I wanted to include that for you because when we start analyzing our competitors, what I tend to do is I also want to find out if the website owner that I'm competing with, if they are managing their own website, or if they are utilizing services of a perhaps web developer or a online marketer and so on, because that will then give me an idea as to how much time and energy that I need to invest outperforming them, outranking them, okay? And some of the things that you're seeing on the screen now is perhaps pretty easy and common sense, okay? Like some of them you may know, some of them you may not. So let's take a look at how our competitors are determined online. As I've said at the beginning of this training course, our competitors are determined by the keywords that is of interest to us. So therefore, whoever is ranking in that organic first position, they are our competitors until we outrank them. Okay, and once we do, according to what you will be learning, then it will be difficult for them to actually outrank you. So bear with me, be patient, follow me through, because I will teach you what works and what doesn't, and I will also teach you how to rank your keywords. Now, whose information gives us an idea as to how long our competitors have been online. And dedicated IP, shared IP, if you don't know what they are, you can ignore them. But when I look at that to see, okay, I'm searching the whose information, I found the IP. If I search Google with that IP, it'll most definitely give me information regarding that IP. And shared IP is having one IP, a hosting company who has one IP, they rent it out to, let's say, 100 different domains, okay? And dedicated IP then means having one IP dedicated to a domain, single domain. So that kind of tells me, okay, how serious are they as far as their online business is concerned? Are they investing that extra dollars to go for that dedicated IP? So all this information gives you kind of a insight as to how important your competitors are treating their online business, okay? That's why it is smart for you to do this research. Simply go to Google, type in whois plus the URL of your competitor, and it should definitely give you that information, okay? So looking at that is only smart. Another one is you can search Google, okay? Because at times when you look at your competitors, what you're seeing is their website. Like you go to their website, you look at different pages, how they present their products or services, their prices and so on, right? But Google is is the search engine online, and it has capability to index and store information regarding, let's say, documents made up with Microsoft Word documents. Okay, so your competitors may have these documents online, and Google may have become aware of these documents. So therefore, search in Google with search terms like, in URL, and then you give your competitor URL, and then space, and then you type another in URL : Webalizer. Webalizer is stats. If you own a website, 99% of the chance you will have a Webalizer stats to look through as to how people are interacting with your site, right? But you see, Google can also index that. So therefore, your competitors may have that information laying around. Well, if that's the case, searching Google for a minute or two to look for that information, perhaps you're not gonna find it all the time, but nonetheless, what if you do? And I can assure you, because I live online, I have seen my competitors' stats, server logs, through Google. Just remember, if it's in Google, that means it's public. That's what Google does. It indexes the public web, not the private web. Private means, let's say, you require registration for your visitors to see your information. If that's the case, Google can't see that unless you allow Google to see it. But if your competitor's website is public, which I will presume that it is if it's in Google, then it is only intelligent to type that sort of a search query and start searching and analyzing and researching about your competitor in this sense. And at times you may want to conduct file type to see, do they have PDF documents, do they have Excel documents, or text documents, and so on. Okay, so I've got some samples here for you to try to gain that insight, to see what else you can find about your competitors. Because especially if they don't understand certain things, this information may be laying around for you to take a look at, so you can understand what your competitors are actually doing. So let's open up our favorite internet browser and let's randomly choose some search term, and let's say this is our competitors. Therefore, when you know who your competitors are, first thing that I do is this. You see, you got this little icon here. You can press on that and choose this option, cached option, right click, open a new tab. So if you're using Internet Explorer, Chrome or Firefox, try to learn to open things in new tab to be more efficient. Okay, so this is the cached version that is stored in Google servers. Because when you conduct a search, you're actually not searching the internet per se. Okay, you're searching Google's version of internet. So therefore, looking at this, what I want to know is, when did Google last visit my competitor? Because that should tell you how popular that website is as far as Google crawling the site itself. Okay, so if I was to, let's say, now I know who my competitor is, let's copy that URL and open it up in a new tab, and let's search the URL itself. Okay, so when I do that, obviously it's gonna bring me more results from that site, but I can do this, site : and then hit enter. This is telling me how many pages has Google indexed from that URL. As we can see, Google is saying I've got about 16 pages on that domain, right? So when you look at this, then you see how many pages your competitor has. Because remember, if you want to outrank your competitors, and when you see this information, okay, you may reason as to, okay, what if I create 30 different landing pages so I have more than my competitor? Surely that's going to be much better in terms of having the ability to target the keyword of interest, but also other ones as well. So therefore, that's why I search Google for that site operator, to see how many pages. Surely if your competitor has 100,000 pages, you're not going to be able to go create 200,000 pages, okay? But if that's the case, then you choose your keywords much more intelligently, okay? So site is Google's index. How many pages has Google indexed on that site, right? So let's open our competitor website. Surely this is a sample for you, but you can follow the same procedures for your own competitor analysis, okay? So then what I tend to do is I remove the www version and then hit enter. As we can see, what happened is there has been a redirection, because this URL, what you're seeing on the screen now without the www version, okay, that's different. Like, this is different to this here. So therefore, this person who owns this website, they have taken the time out to include that redirection, okay? So that kind of tells me at this moment, saying, okay, at least they've done something to their website regarding it's standing on Google, so to speak, okay? So next part is what I tend to do is I search for this document to see if my competitor has this robots.txt file. This is user agent directive, and at times, you may look at your competitor's robots file and see it's disallowing search engines to index certain parts of their website, right? Well, if that's the case, a question mark should pop up in your mind as to say, why is that? So you're not going to know that until you copy that and go back to your competitor's website, okay, and actually find that folder. As we can see from what I'm seeing on the screen, I know they're using WordPress. So now I've got an idea as to what content management system they're using, right? Surely you may look at the source code and see that, but at times you may not be able to. So therefore, browsing around our competitor's website along these lines is only smart. And also, although they are disallowing search engines to see this part of their website, well, it is available for public, okay? Meaning, when I type this URL, I've seen what is in that folder, and as we can see, this shouldn't be here, okay? Because these are core files that's firing WordPress. So that means, as I've said to you in the previous slide, as to whoever is managing this website, they're not paying very close attention to certain things, right? As in, if we scroll down, we've got files for, database and all this stuff. Although it's PHP and we can't see it, nonetheless, someone who knows what they're doing, there are funny characters online, they may look at this and, start playing around with things like that. So therefore, make sure that, your private core files, if you're using content management system, make sure they're not available for me or for anyone else to see, okay? So that now tells me, okay, you know what, whoever is managing this website, they don't understand certain things, right? So I can keep doing this and go deeper into other folders that I've seen in that robots.txt file. The next bit is I tend to do is I want to see how many pages they have and to see if they have a sitemap. As we can see, it didn't bring any results, right? But sitemaps can be named something else, okay? So therefore, for me to find that information now, as in to see if they have an XML document, I can simply copy the URL and go back to Google and search this, and I can say, okay, file type, give me XML. Oh, as we can see, well, this is not the AU version. Okay, what if I then turn around and say, okay, what if in URL and search that? As we can see right now, I can see that Google has not indexed the XML sitemap. So therefore, at this moment, when I'm looking at my competitor along these lines, I know that they are missing certain elements of importance. So therefore, although they are ranking in that first position, it seems at this stage they have not gotten certain things in place properly. So therefore, if I then turn around and make everything work properly, then it will be very easy for me to outrank them. You see, that's why we need to do that competitor analysis. So let's go and visit the site itself. Now let's browse around our competitors' front end, so to speak. Okay, what you need to keep an eye on are the links within the navigation menu, as in the keywords being used within the navigation menu itself, or the keywords that is, let's open up another page, another one, it makes no difference. We want to see if there is internal links. As we can see, there is one here. And when we look at that, most often, if they are ranking in that first position, they will have utilized internal linking, right? And most SEOs, because they don't understand certain things, they put a lot of keywords only in their internal links. So therefore, looking at their information kind of gives you an idea as to what is important, what keywords are important for my competitor. So that's what you do. You browse around to see that information. Okay, so let's press Ctrl U and open up the source code of that web page. Now when we open this up, okay, don't get overwhelmed if you don't understand what's going on here. Okay, if you don't understand what this is, okay, so don't get overwhelmed, because it's simple. I've shown you what web elements are all about before. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know all these things to do your SEO. But, and this is an important one, when you open up the source code, oftentimes the latest browsers, as you can see, they are color coded, and it highlights things in red here, you see. And sometimes if they have broken codes, okay, let's close this, let's open up a few different pages to see. Let's Ctrl U, bear with me, I just want to see if they have that red thing, red highlight of a broken code, just to show you. No, they don't have it. Let's have a look. Okay, they don't have it, no problems, but it is smart to double check that, right? So let's open this page up, let's have a look. Now when we analyze the source code, there's a reason that we should be doing this. Although we don't have to understand all this stuff, we should at least understand things that is out of place. As we can see, there's a paragraph element with nothing in it, right? So this is a paragraph element with nothing in it, right? It's empty. Okay, is there any other ones? Something empty, out of ordinary? Okay, that's about it for that page. No problems. Let me go to the home page, because home pages are important as well. So let me look at the home page. Let me have a look. Oh, am I seeing something? Yes, I'm seeing something not right here. Okay, I've got a strong tag with a BR line break, but it's empty. Okay, I am seeing H1 here, but there's nothing in it. See, I've got another H1 here, there is nothing in it. So obviously these are common sense, but nonetheless, when you look at this information, then you know straight away that this website has not been updated a while. Also, If it is, then whoever is managing the website itself is not professional. Okay, so that automatically tells you, okay, you know what? If I design my website more properly, having everything in place properly, okay, combining all the information that I am learning in this SEO training course, then seeing your website here is a walk in the park, because you are understanding what your competitors are doing to their website. Okay, so let me close this up, let me close this up, let me close this up. Let's go back and to see, have I missed anything? We've done the backend analysis, we've looked at the backend, we've checked the sitemap, we've checked Google index and cache, you should have done the whois information, we've checked the redirection, we know there's at least redirection happening, and we've also got an idea as to whoever is managing the website, you know, they're not doing things properly. Okay, the code itself, when I look at it, it's terrible. So therefore, when you look at your competitor's website, that's what you look at to see, you know, who's behind that website. Perhaps it's one-man show. Your competitor is managing their own website. Okay, perhaps that's the case, perhaps it's not. Analyzing your competitor's website along these lines gives you the insight that you need to outperform them in Google rankings. So we have not explored how to use the SEO tool, SEO Frog, Screaming Spider SEO tool. Okay, next video session, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you how easy it is for you to see your competitors using this tool. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you in the next video session.